Hey, YouTube. Excuse me. What up, Pink Ladies, T-Birds? Welcome to my review of Season 1, Episode 3 of the Boulet Brothers Dragula, The Search for the World's First Drag Super Monster. So, let's get into it. First of all, for those of y'all that are following this, or that may come across this video, I'm going to say this at the beginning of all the videos because a lot of my usual viewers that come here for my drag race reviews are a little bit turned off by this show because it's not regular drag. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's a little punk rock. It's not scary, you guys. The first episode was scary. There's some other stuff going on, but it's not scary. And it's really creative. It's really interesting. And they're getting better. You know, this is a new show. It's an internet format. And the quality of the show is just considerably getting better and better and better this week. Like this, I'm so proud of the show this week. Like, it came together so well. The visuals were shot. Seems like they may have rented some better cameras. They were on location this week, and it just looked amazing. So kudos to you guys. Also, let's see what we get. First of all, I did not put these on for y'all to not see my damn tights, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Shit. I ain't put those on for them to not be fucking seen. They ain't even comfortable. So, let's get into the episode. I apologize in advance, because can I read this through this fucking mask? Probably not. So we find out right away that the challenge is going to be a zombie challenge, and it's going to be in Death Valley. So, I like the format of this show a little bit different than Drag Race, the way that they allow the girls to interact with each other. There's not a lot of shade. They were talking about who they thought were eliminated, and I've come to the realization, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like because these are all basically West Hollywood queens, like they're all seem to be pretty California based, as the Boulet brothers are as well. It seems like, whereas on Drag Race, like they're sequestered and they have to bring everything, it seems like these girls go home and they just come back like every week to compete, which is kind of fucking sickening. So, they don't know who's eliminated for days at a time. It's not like RuPaul's Drag Race where they know like the next day and they come and see who eliminated and they left them a message. No, bitch, they don't know who's eliminated till they get to the spot. They know who the bottom 3 is, and after that it's like, or who the bottoms was, because it was the bottom 4 last week. They know who the bottoms is, and it's just like, well, I guess we'll know when they come back. I think that is fucking sickening. Oh, hey, this thing is not built to be worn with a wig, too. Like, I need to put some pins in. I did not do my drag right yet. So anyway, let's cut to the chase and let's talk about some of these zombie looks. Okay? So, Melissa B. Fierce is doing like this Day of the Dead, like Mexican-themed senorita look, but pregnant, with the baby coming out on the umbilical cord, and she's eating the baby. God, that's so sick and twisted. Meatball comes out, and which was my favorite look out of everybody. She did like a Marie Antoinette zombie look with the neck slit. And like when she came out, like she was like waving her little fan, and like she was like, oops, and like it was a hand attached to it, and the whole hand and the fan went flying. Like, I was living for that. I was here for that. I was here for all of that. Let me see who else we got. Loris. I knew that Loris was going to be in the bottom because even though she had this sickening Harajuku bunny in a straight jacket look that was dope, I'm like, but where the zombie at though? I don't see any zombie in that. I see no zombie in that. And I was confused because there was no zombie in that. Who else do we have? Foxy Ajwe. She was really defeated from jump. Don't be bitter, just get better. You know, she seemed to really, really, really not be here for it. But you know, I thought for having a prosthetic eye, it wasn't a bad look. I don't know why at least she looked like a fucking zombie, and like the prosthetic eye hanging down was good. Zochi Mochi, I literally wrote down in my notes, Pizzazz meets Jim. Because she had on like the pink and black like Jim, but she had green hair like Pizzazz, and I was like, okay, you are like totally giving me the whole TV show Jim and the Holograms as zombies. And okay, like I get it, but I'm like, it was just okay for me. I'm sorry. Frankie Doom I thought was a fucking hot mess. Okay, she had like this nurse costume, which I've seen the black and red nurse costume, except for it was probably store-bought and didn't fit, so like she had cut it off so that it was just like a panty at the bottom. But then like she had this green and purple hair, which must be her trademark look to have like this multicolor, like nappy kind of dreadlock-esque hair. But then she had like these giant like monster teeth that as soon as I seen it, I was thinking like sea monster. That was not giving me zombie. I'm like, a zombie would not have all of a sudden these crazy random big like teeth like that. Like that's monster. That's not zombie. Zombies are humans, they're dead humans that eat flesh. So that would not transform your teeth into that unless your teeth was that as a human and your teeth wouldn't be that. So I felt some sort of way that she was safe because I was like, she is not giving me zombie. Xander. Now the outfit was well executed. I will give her that. The bitch will turn look. Even though the looks for me, bitch, I need to see you in a dress at this point. Like, I understand the whole kind of like androgynous thing, but bitch, I need to see you in a dress at some point. You've had on pants for every challenge. What I didn't like, and the Boulet Brothers agreed, like she had on like a skull mask. And again, I'm like, for me, that wasn't giving zombie. You was giving me skeleton. Which, okay, yeah, still dead human, but like they lived, and she ended up being in the top, and I was just like, the outfit is dope, but she not giving me zombie either. Like a lot of these girls were not. That's gonna piss me off. A lot of these girls were not serving me zombie. When I think of zombie, I'm thinking George Romero, zombie. And I just felt like I wasn't getting zombie from a few of the girls. So again, my top was Meatball. I thought Melissa's idea, and she executed it well. So Meatball and Melissa were my favorite this week. I did really like Loris's look, and I really did like Xander's look, but they were just not giving. Me personally, I wasn't feeling zombie off of their looks. But guess I was wrong because the top two were Xander and Melissa. So I guess I was right for one and completely wrong for one. Meatball was just safe because they said they feel like she's doing the same thing over and over again. I didn't quite see that. Also, it wasn't just a runway challenge. They thought it was, but then it was an acting challenge where they had to like attack this man. They told him to gay it up and gore it up. I will say that Frankie Doom and Xander were the only two to gay it up. But like nobody's performances really stood out to me except for Meatballs, which was like more of a, It was definitely more camp. And Frankie and Xander, because they was eating the dude's ass, literally, because, you know, they were zombies. But other than that, I was not impressed with anybody's acting this episode. I don't know. Zombies are really not my thing, but I do know what a fucking zombie looks like, and apparently I'm... Anyway. So they critique the girls. They tell Xochitl she's playing it too safe, and I agree. Because this was, even though she was giving me rock and roll zombie, she was giving me Jim and the Holograms realness, it was boring. I'm like, you could do a zombie look and you decided to do Jim and the Holograms. I don't get it. Like, that was... And it wasn't even like no super dope Jim and the Holograms either. She had on a pink t-shirt and a leopard skirt, a green wig, and one big star earring. It was definitely 80s rock star. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. It was very Jim and the Holograms, but it wasn't nothing pushing it over the edge. Like, that would be a zombie. I could see anybody in this little podunk town that I live in wearing that for Halloween. We have something that's called a zombie crawl, where people dress up like zombies and bar hop. Like, I could see somebody having that on for that. Like, that is something that you just had some clothes in your closet and painted your face like a zombie, and that was the look. I wasn't feeling that. So I agree with the judges on that. They told Frankie she has great ideas, but her execution is not polished enough. I definitely agree with that. Like I said, Melissa and Xander was the tops. Whatever. Meatball was safe, and the bottoms were Foxy, because they said she went into it seeming, seeming like she was defeated already, which she was, as we seen the girls discussing. We seen that she actually was, so it showed in her performance. And Loris, because she wasn't a fucking zombie. Again, I don't think Xander was either, but it's not my show. I'm not judging. I will say Xander was closer to being a zombie than Loris was at all. Like, Loris decided she wanted to be a sexy version of the bunny from Donnie Darko. Not quite a zombie. Now, with that being said, they have a final challenge, the Extermination challenge, and they asked Xander, because Xander's been in the top all 3 weeks, and they asked Xander, we know you have the look, we know you have the talent to be the next drag super monster. However, we don't think you gully enough. We don't think you grimy enough. So we're going to ask you, you don't have to, but you in a competition and the people that are judging you ask you to do the challenge. You're not going to be exterminated. We just want you to do it. You going to say no? Of course not. So they have to actually eat, because it's a zombie challenge. They have to actually, let me get this set up, because that is some shade. They gotta eat brains. No, fuck no. No, ma'am, Pam. No, ma'am, Pam. No, ma'am, Pam. I mean, they look like they was cooked brains, but they was still fucking brains. They was pig brains, which, listen, I'm gonna say something that may come off slightly racist. You know, the reason why black people eat chitlins and pig feet and shit is because back in the days of slavery, you know, the people that you were a slave to got the good meat, and this is what was left over, so we had to eat what we did to make it taste good. And that's how, like, that shit became popular to eat. I still ain't never heard about nobody eating no goddamn pig brains. And unless somebody from down south was deep frying that shit and seasoning them for filth, I doubt they fucking tasted good. Because if you can eat some pig intestines, I don't like chitlins, but if somebody can eat some goddamn pig intestines, they got to be seasoned and cleaned properly and taste right. And I don't trust that to nobody but somebody's black southern grandma. So I wouldn't have did that shit. But anyway, so they do it. And Loris makes this big proclamation, because she did say it at the beginning of the show. And I forget, she vegan. So she makes this big proclamation. I haven't eaten animal products in 2 years, but I'm not going home today. So she rips off a prosthetic and she eating it. But I'm like, if this was supposed to be a performance-based challenge, you don't look like a zombie. The way you eating the brains is you eating them like somebody who hasn't eaten meat in 2 years. And Foxy is who goes home. I completely disagree. I'm sorry. I feel like Loris was off on every single part of this challenge. But I was saying, I'm like, I was even thinking to myself, I'm like, she didn't broke her vegan vow or whatever for no reason because she going home anyway. And then it was Foxy that went home. And I was like in shock and awe. So I don't know if this show actually goes off of your last challenge or if they actually look at everything, because if it goes off of the challenge, I'm sorry. I think Loris goes home every time, and I'm a little bit disappointed because at least Foxy did look like a zombie, and at least she was eating the brains, because you wasn't allowed to use your hands. You had to eat the brains like a zombie. She was definitely giving the best performance, and kudos to Xander because Xander did fantastic as well, even though she wasn't up for extermination anyway. So that's it. That was my review of episode 3. Comment below. Let me know what y'all thought. We gotta wait 2 weeks. That's just how the show is set up. But it's the quality of the show. I am very impressed. It is getting better week by week. And this episode was definitely a step in the right direction. If I was to go back and think about episode 1 to episode 3, they don't even look like the same show. So I'm very, very glad about that. So anyway, comment below. Let me know what you think about the show. Who's your favorite queen? Is y'all actually donating some money and tipping the queen so that they can have a prize? Let me know all of that good there. And as always, thank you for watching. If you are not a Pynk lady or a T-Bird, click the subscribe button. Go ahead and become one. And if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter, spelled the same way it is here. Jimmi with the I, Pynk with the Y. So, deuces.